Hey, Matthew, thanks for taking the time. I just wanted to ask you about TJ and his development. And obviously, he's humming along pretty good. And it seems like you have a ton of confidence in him right now. Just talk about that connection that you guys have and just how he's developed as a player and how you view him as a weapon.
Yeah, I think he's doing a really nice job for us. He's can kind of do it all. Can block, can run, can catch, doing all that kind of stuff for us. So, his role just keeps expanding. His route tree does the same. Just keeps expanding and things that he can do. I think that whole tight end room is a really talented room. So I'm happy that he's having some success, and obviously happy for Jesse's success last week with that touchdown catch too. So, but yeah, Hawks obviously a young player, but a talented player, and is doing a nice job.
And just a quick follow-up, I know early in your career you had Pettigrew, and you kind of called him a security blanket sometimes. A guy, when things broke down, you could always spot him. He could make those tough catches for you. Is Hawkinson kind of becoming that type of guy for you as well? I know he's obviously got a long way to go, but is he – you have that confidence in him like you did Pettigrew back in the day?
I think they're different players, Pettigrew is a little bit more underneath. I mean, he could stretch the field some, but he was just a huge dude that had, huge wingspan. He could throw it kind of anywhere. Hawk's pretty dynamic guy when he's running routes and creating separation. So they're a bit different, and I think used a little bit different, but he's definitely a talented tight end and doing a really nice job for us.
Thanks, Matthew.
Dave? Hey, Matthew, two things, and I think you touched on this a little bit the other day, but just the big play element of the passing game, it was back alive this past week. I know you guys always stress that, but how much of that was just, game plan specific, the way the Bears were defending you, versus really unlocking something that you think you can use here these last 4 weeks?
I think it was probably a combination of the two, probably, when you look at it, there were just guys that were open down the field, and some teams are playing ultra deep and not letting us, backers are taking away, 15, 18-yard routes. That's tough. You're going to have to check it down in those. And we were able to get behind them a little bit. We also put ourselves in some third and long situations had to get some chunk plays to get first down. So, kind of all over the board on that. But I thought, some of those chunk plays, I threw a ball to Agnew that was behind the line of scrimmage or at the line of scrimmage, and he got, 15, 18 of it, as well. So we'll take them any way we can get them, whether it's throwing it underneath the coverage and running with it or throwing it over the top or in between. Just happy that we had some success. It obviously, makes drives a little bit easier when you can get a couple chunk plays here or there and get closer to the end zone.
What is the balance that you have to find as a quarterback between, if that is the strongest point of your offense, just attacking that, going after a defense in that regard versus taking what they give you? I mean, how do you balance those two concepts, I guess?
Yeah, it's part of the position, It's something that comes, I think, with experience, the way the game's going, all of that, is important. Knowing who you're playing, knowing the opponent, all of it. It's something that, we constantly talk about in our room, as far as certain looks and when we think we can take those shots and when we can't. So I don't want to bore you with the details, but it's something that we talk about quite a bit.
Just as a rule of thumb, though, do you not want to do it early? I mean, you don't want to dig yourself a hole, I guess, by forcing something that's not there, versus maybe you can take some more chances late.
I don't know about that. I think we'll take them. We'll take them whenever we can get them. Whenever the defense gives us chances, to try to create big plays, then we'll try. Some are by play design, and some are just two guys going out there making a play too. So it doesn't matter if they're first quarter or fourth quarter. We'll take them.
Thank you.
Yep.
John? Yeah, Matthew, you mentioned Jesse, and you can see out on the field the mismatch that he can create based on his size. Do you see any potential for his role to increase down the stretch here?
Yeah, I think we're always trying to get everybody involved. If you look at the stat sheet from last week, I think every receiver had an explosive reception. Hawk had a couple. Jesse had a touchdown catch. We're always trying to get everybody involved. I think that's when we're at our best, when a defense is sitting there going, man, I don't know who he's going to throw the ball to, at a certain point. So that's what we're always trying to do, and Jesse's definitely a part of that.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Yep.
Mike Rothstein.
Hey, Matthew. Curious, where have you seen the growth from Cephas this year? You've seen so many young receivers in, your 11, 12 years. Like, where have you seen the growth from him this season?
Yeah, I think he's doing a nice job. His year's been a little bit up and down. Obviously, started the first game of the year with Kenny out, and then was inactive a couple times, been active again. And his role is just to kind of be ready for whatever and be ready to go whenever at any spot. It's kind of been all over the place, and that's kind of what rookie receivers are a lot of the time. You got to be ready to fill in at a bunch of different spots. But when he's gotten his opportunities, he's made some plays. Obviously, last week was a huge catch in the game, a big catch for him. Something down the field where he made a play on the ball and scored, which is huge. So I'm just happy for him. He's got a great head on his shoulders. He comes to work every day with a great attitude, and just looking for progression from him as we all are, all of our players.
Have you found ways through your career, like to either like how long it takes for you to get comfortable with a rookie receiver, how long it takes to really communicate with them? Because I remember even early in your career, there would be stories that your velocity would take time to get used to. Like, do you still have that where you kind of have a feeling out period with those guys?
I think everybody's different, each guy, I think certain guys are easy to throw to, certain guys are a little bit more difficult to throw to. But for me, it's not a timeline I ever think about. Sometimes you pick up a ball and the first time you ever throw to a guy, you go, "Oh, I know exactly what he's doing all the time with his body language, and I can gauge his speed well and all that kind of stuff." And other guys, it takes a little bit more time. So, Cephas is a guy that's, in my opinion, pretty easy to throw to. Know where he's going to be. He does a nice job with body language and all that. So, just happy to have him on our team and excited for his continued growth.
How long did it take you to, like you said, this one was a pretty easy transition. How long did it take you this time around to really maybe develop that?
I don't know. Tough to put a number on it.
I wasn't looking for a number. I was just looking for, ballpark. Like whether it was in the spring when you were working with them or whether it was...
It definitely helped. The more work you can get with somebody, the better. And obviously got to, throw it around with him a little bit in the spring and got some work with him there, which, helped me coming into the season. I think helped him as well.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Matthew.
Larry, last one.
Hey, Matthew, what do you know and like about Darrell Bevell as a head coach that you couldn't have, a week ago when he wasn't?
To be honest with you, to me, he's the guy I've been seeing for, close to 2 years now as an offensive coordinator, which is awesome. He's just the same guy. He just gets to talk to everybody. And I think it's fun for the defensive guys to be able to hear his voice a little bit and know what he's all about, which is, he's a positive dude. He's got a great energy. He loves this game. He wants all of us to, work extremely hard, but at the same time, love what we're doing because, it's a privilege to get to do what we get to do. And guys got to go out there and earn it every day. There's no question about it. But we also got to love it and appreciate the opportunity that we have. So I'm just happy that he's getting his chance after a bunch of years of coaching. And I think the guys are responding well.
Thanks, Matthew.
Oh, thanks.